They're changing my voice. This is what we'll call Exhibit 2. You see there's a picture of me with razor sharp swords. Again, I'm not racist. I'm wearing a Chinese kung fu outfit, one of many, right? I own, like maybe over a dozen of these in different colors. The swords that are used are associated with Japanese. Obviously, they're short samurai swords. It's been a while since I looked up the name for them. It's like Wizakashi or something to this effect. And I apologize if I slaughtered the word. I'm just trying to put that information out there. And I have a lot of information to go over, and I want to kind of keep these videos short and not spend too much time on them because they can come down at any time and so on and so forth. And people edit my voice, and who knows what else they're going to edit. They've been editing the images and so on and so forth. That's part of why it's blurry on my YouTube channel where I got this picture from. Okay, it's blurry. They change the pictures and my voice, the way it sounds after the fact. And maybe one day they'll change the words too. So, I try not to work too hard on any individual videos these days. And I just do it for the more repetition. I do it to be right with God. And I do it to try to help people to the best of my ability. I have bumper stickers. I always look for people who look reasonable to talk to. And, people just aren't reasonable. So it says right there that the most excellent of men in Psalm 45, right? The most excellent of men. New Living Translation, handsome, which goes back to hand of God, sum, right? Sum total. And good looking, right? Good and better. Who's better than who, right? Morally. Because anything else is kind of petty, right? If someone's not more moral than you, how are they better at life, or how are they a better person, right? Better person, good looking, right? Good and better and best, and so on and so forth. It's right there in the words, right? So it's just facts. Facts, telling facts for the purpose of helping people isn't being a narcissist. You have no viable counter argument still for that. So you see right there, it says that the most excellent of men, and you see in the other scripture on the bottom left, I believe it says is the mighty warrior, right? Oh, mighty warrior, go forth in your cause of truth, justice, and humility. It was what it says in the chapter. And again, humility is defined by the Bible, is obeying God. For example, when Christ said he's the Messiah, okay, he was not being arrogant, because it was the truth. And on top of that, he was going to be persecuted and put to death. They weren't going to make him the king of the world or something. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing here, right? I fit the model perfectly because I'm the idea that Christ is superimposed on. And then you see, it says that females are supposed to submit to me in that same chapter. So I'm not saying that, I know you're not going to submit to me, and all the evidence suggests that. It's sad, but it's true. And whether they're married or single, they should submit to me for spiritual direction. And if they're single and it makes sense, I should choose one of them to be my wife. Like it says in Genesis, it says it's not good for him to be alone. Let me make him a suitable helper. I'm sure you even know the story yourself of God making Adam a suitable helper, Eve, from his rib. Okay, and he says it's not good for him to be alone. Okay, and there's a snake trying to mislead them, and God is saying, what were you doing? Why are you listening to the snake? So who listens to who is key here. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward, right? So you see in the Exhibit 1 with the kind of guys in the suit, and they're like, hey, we're important white guys, and they, they've had privilege for generations, and they're like, hey, listen to us and follow us, and this is the proper way to do things, and oh, yes. Even the word proper, right, or rather prosper, is a play on words for pro-spar, and the word proper is scrambled into the word prosper, right? Proper and the letter S. So there, it's spelled out for you. For those of you who are occultists, you know what I'm saying. I'm not an occultist myself, but as part of my research, I've looked into it a little bit. Chaos magic, shadow psychology, dark psychology, Luciferian psychology, and things of that nature. I'm fairly familiar with it. I'm not a big researcher into it, but I have a passing knowledge of it. Okay. And I've gone over key aspects of it where it overlaps with my research to a large degree. So I kind of went over time. This time I apologize, but you see that my point is sound, right? The top martial arts ever possible, a disenfranchised person rising against, the grain through sabotage to go beyond every other martial artist that ever lived and ever will live, because of tech breeding, cheating, and generational ill-gotten gains, disqualifying them after my flesh dies. Okay, versus the other characters in society they want you to follow, right? And some of these guys are Epstein, Weinstein types, Keith Rainier types, people in sex cults, there's celebrities who mislead the kids. I mean, you can't point to a single person out there who is a better role model than I am. And it's more than role, it's reality model for real life living. Okay, pointing the way you should go. The word point scrambled is in top. And my question to you is, if you don't agree with these two first parts, is if you don't find me reliable, who do you find reliable? Okay, and why? What do you believe in? Who do you find reliable, and why? You see, there isn't a better answer than me, right? But yet people follow other people because, they're basically disassociated from reality and living in the psychological context.